The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for the Diagnostic Trading Hour with your host, Darrell Martin. Now, Darrell Martin.
All right, folks, welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. We appreciate you for listening in right here today. And make sure you always catch us over online at TFNN.com on Tiger TV, where you can see all of the traders' charts as we bring 9 hours of live radio to you a day, or on your cell phone while you're on the go, TFNN.mobi. And checking out the markets right now, we got the S&P. It is up 3.25 points right there. We got the NASDAQ up 13. The Russell is in negative territory, down 1.9 points. We got the Dow up 40. And looking on over at the gold markets, it's up 13 points on the day. Silver up 3% on the day. So massive move right there in silver. We got copper up 2% on the day right now. Oil is up almost a buck, up 94 cents right now on the day. We got corn up 11.25, 1.7%. We got soybeans up $16. Looking on over at the euro dollar, up 75 pips. We got the pound dollar up 68. We got Aussie dollar up 72. The euro yen itself is down, or up right now, 52 pips. With the pound yen up 52. And the U.S. yen is actually currently in negative territory. It is down at 20 pips on the day. Haven't seen that one in a while. Looking over at USD CAD, it's down 5 pips right now. And USD franc is down 27. So, market looked like it might want to actually pick up some steam and actually close 2 days in a row in the same direction. So it looks like it hadn't done that for about the past 13 days. And I was looking through records because seasonality. So if you've been noticing anything weird in your trading patterns and systems over the past couple weeks, that could be it. This anomaly hasn't actually happened since 1994. And I think right now we're on 13 days so far of consecutive oscillating closes. So basically we have the whole thing in a... how do I put this? Basically, schizophrenic mode. So the market can't figure out what direction it's going in right now. And like I said, it keeps oscillating it back and forth. Let me show you what I mean right here. Pull up a chart. And let's see, of course, got Alcoa coming on out yesterday. But let's look at a chart right here. Let's pull it up and let's look over at the daily bars. And what we'll notice here as we zoom on into this, and started right here on the 19th. Okay? So we have down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And so literally, I mean, that's, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days in a row of oscillating market. And I mean, normally, I mean, you obviously we have down days, up days, everything else, but we don't usually have them consecutively that often. And I mean, just look at, just looking historically, you can see this really isn't a major trend to see this happen over and over and over again for, almost 2 weeks. But really, actually, it would be 2 full trading weeks and going into half a trading week right there. I mean, usually we're getting down moves, we're getting up moves, a little oscillation in between, but not just back and forth, back and forth. And so, if that sort of rocked your world a little bit, just be aware that that is a cycle. It is rare. And it's, I guess it's one to look out for, depending upon, whether or not it affected you. But right now, it's like we might be wanting to break out of that. We got earnings season coming on into play. And Alcoa kicking it on off yesterday. And, of course, we got the next big name is going to be Wells Fargo here on Friday. And, we'll have some more reports, of course, coming out as well that we can look to take advantage of. But it's just nice to hopefully see this market decide to, and we'll see what it does. I mean, we've seen the thing go way down and actually finish up before the day was over. But, right now, market looks like it's wanting to trend on up. Bernanke had his little speech last night. You got Obama releasing his budget as well coming out. Was that tomorrow? So, one that I'm sure nobody's going to agree upon. We've already seen the stuff. Republicans don't like pieces. Democrats don't like pieces. Obviously, it's not going to get passed, but it is going to definitely pass. Is it politics game? So, we'll definitely, every side's, guilty of it. And so we're going to see a whole lot more of that. We had a couple news reports come out last night. And I don't know if you hopped in and took advantage of any of those over on Nadex, but if you did, you're probably pretty happy about the results. And so let's go in. Let's look at a couple of those that came on out. And let's see here. So let me pull up a chart for you. and we'll get just right into it. And I'd like to narrow it down there and look at the bars, and even check out the deviations along with it. And so right here, let's see if I can drag this on over, make sure you can see it. There we go. And we can see last night we had the pound dollar. There was a U.S. franc report, usually not a high impact report. We'll go ahead and check it out, look at it, see what kind of impact it had, if any. It's the current account, and I went back and looked at it. We were looking at 15-20 pips on average. That report came out at 3:15. So let me back on down to 5-minute bars, and we'll go on over here to 3:15 right here. So you can see where the news announcement came out, and it went up pretty much at standard amount, about 25 pips, and gave it on back up. So unless you had incredibly low volatility and you can get in the trade for about $5 a side, then there really wasn't a good trade to be had on that, just based on historical movement. And so obviously I basically just discount looking at the historical price. And what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll look at when the announcement came out in the past. And so I'll go in and, you got to have a platform that can do this. I use NinjaTrader because I can actually go back and I can say, whatever I want. I can go in and I can load, 5 days, but I can also load 500 days or 1,000 days. So it allows me to really look at detail and granularity at intraday data. And I use it with the kinetic data feed, so that way I can pull, a long time frame of historical data. There's some other platforms out there that are great. Different platforms have their perks. Thinkorswim, awesome option analysis software. But if you want to go back and look at a year ago's 5-minute data, you're not going to be able to do it. If you want to look at 3 months ago, I don't think you can even do it on 1-minute bars. So with this, I can actually go back and get as really detailed as I want to on it. But we can see right there, came on in, didn't have much of a movement, wasn't a big surprise, didn't trade it. Glad I didn't trade it, because at best you would have, when it popped up, you would have got out pretty much at break even once it moved up and hit that half deviation level right there. So it came really close to it. And then we go over and we can look at the next one, which did well. We go over pound dollar. And so I was looking at that report last night. We can see right here, the announcement comes out at 3:30. And it actually took it a minute, took it a few minutes to take off. But, 4:30. Whoops. So right there we go, 4:30. So it started picking up a little steam. My mistake there, but 4:30, but still took a little bit, about 5 minutes to digest the news. And then in the next 5 minutes, it just popped, pulled back down, and flew even further. Finally getting on up to a 1 deviation where it's sitting at right now, and it's just really hesitating right there at that level. And you can see how it went right up to that 0.5, and it really hesitated, went up to 0.7, played at that area for a while, back down to the 0.5, right back up to the 0.7, right back down to the 0.5, and then decided to move straight on up to the 1 deviation mark. And on each one of these levels, of course, you could have been tightening your stop along the way to play them. Just depending upon how you want to trail your stops, or if you're doing a 1-to-1 news trade. But you definitely had a great trade right there that would have worked out well for you. And one other news trade to check on out for you. We had another one this morning that came on out. It was the USD CAD building permits, and not as high impact of an announcement, but not necessarily super low. And so went in, checked that one out, and that one came out right at 8:30, so about an hour before the bell there. Came down, finally decided to move up, and we got a report on that. And it was actually a negative report on the building permits with a positive report on housing starts, but they were able to go in and they revised some previous numbers, and net result, whatever, CAD got weaker like it should have, and it went ahead and flew on up. And you could have got out of that trade pretty much at break even on the trade. So, and that's one thing, why I like trading the spreads on the news, is because I can basically get out at break even on a lot of them if they don't pop. Whereas on the binaries over on Nadex, that's not going to happen. You're going to have, basically a total loss or a total win. So I like the spreads. It's a lot more like trading, but with a lot more benefits to trading. And if you haven't got a Nadex account, hop on over to tfnn.com, click on Nadex, and click on our products and then demo account. You can start testing them out right now. Put in your username, first name, last name, phone number, and email address. And they'll send you an email in a couple minutes. It takes about 15 seconds to fill this form out at most. Hit apply for demo. And then when you're ready, you can fund in a live account with as little as $100 and as much as you want, and go from start to funded in as little as 5 minutes. So very easy to hop in and start testing these things out. And if you want to, check out the diagnostic box spread scanner, we can look at that. It'll show you a little bit more about that as well. But that gets you caught up on the news for the day, and it looks like we have a caller as well. I got Garo again. How you doing, Garo?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
Very good, very good. I need your opinion regarding Dust, DUSD. This one I shorted this morning at $62 as regression line, and still I'm having it. Should I keep it or should I cover it?
I always tell what should you do? So, all right, let me pull it up here, and we'll check it out, and I'll give you my opinion on it there.
Please.
And let's see here. Pull that up with the analysis that I like to use on them. And then what was the name of the instrument again?
Dust, D-U-S-T.
Oh, Dust. Okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's directional bear 3 times for the mining, gold mining.
So shorten the gold. Okay, right here. Then let me add one more thing on. I'll pull a chart over here, and we will pull it up and see what it looks like. Okay, so DUST.
Correct.
All right, so you went in and you shorted the trade this morning, so I would have had a short this morning as well.
Yes, sir, at $62.
My short would have been, let's see here, at a little bit, a little lower than yours. I would have shorted like right at 61.43. But, hey, you got a better feel on that anyway. And then, let's see, so I'd be short right here. I'm still, intermediate, long-term bearish on the trade, but bullish. But intermediate short-term, bearish after this most recent peak that we had. We had this high, went up here. I could easily see it pulled it back up to this. It's going to have a battle between these two high volume bars that we had of where it wants to go to. I'm just looking back even historically and how much it's, you can look right here at these like high volume bars and you can see how it's come back down over and over again to test these bars. So what I want to do is I want to zoom in. And now you're short in the trade right now, right?
Yes, sir. I'm not looking at the chart. I'm driving now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you shorted at 62, it's at 56 right now. So, I mean, I know you like to go in for a buck or two. You're way over your average take profit. So, I'd definitely be taking off some, if not all profits at the moment on that trade. That's an awesome trade.
I put the stop loss at $58.
Okay, so you've already basically locked in your profits. You're not worried about them anymore.
Yes.
And you just get it tightened in.
I wanted to know that should I take that stop loss off or that 58 is a good number?
Well, I'd have to go in and analyze it on an intraday time frame for that. So let's check that out. Right now, all morning, very, very short on the trade. Stay right there. We'll be right back after this break. We'll check it out, okay?
Please. Thank you.
Yep.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportions of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what an asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Wealth Management financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, LLC. Member SIPC.
with the launch of Tiger TV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Darrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces, and over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
All right, folks, welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. And just checking things out right now, talking to Garo about dust, and we're looking at basically went in, had a nice short on the trade, trying to figure out sort of where to trail that stop down to. Right now, I would have my stop, my own stop. If I'm in the trade short, then with the trading system I use, I'd have it actually down at 57.75 is where my stop would be. So a little bit lower than where yours is. Not much of a difference. Once it breaks the current low of the day, so right now we have a low right here, 55.76. I'd be moving it on down. Or sorry, what's that? Yeah, 55.76. And then I'd be moving it down to 57.48. So that'd be about 50, or 49. So I'd be moving down about 50 cents if we break the low of the day right now. So that's how I'd be trailing the stop down throughout the day.
Okay, 57.50.
Yep,
So
if we break the low, I'd be moving down to 57.50. Yep.
Yeah, I put 58. Yeah, that 58 was a 5-day simple moving average. I put it there in case if it goes above that 5-day, then it will become a bull. So you think that's the end of it, or you think it will go to that 50-day moving average, which I don't remember what on a monthly chart. There is a 50-day moving average below that candle.
Let's see. We can pull it up, check it out. I mean, really, I try not to think. You know what I'm saying? When I trade, I try to just follow the charts. It works out a lot better for me. Thinking gets me in trouble.
No. You won't. You're not responsible at all.
Oh, no. I'm not worried about responsibility on taking an opinion.
Yeah.
I'm saying even in my own trading, I try to follow the chart versus go, this is what I think's going to happen. So this is what the chart's telling me right now. This is why I'm going, like why you went short. You had a great short. I can see the reversal set up perfectly right there. But as far as like what do I think is going to happen next, I'm going to be careful on it. But I mean, it definitely is setting up still for moving on down. I mean, as far as how low could it move, I think right now we could actually have a low move down to 48.62. So I think that's possible. So
very good.
Right now,
very good. Thank you, sir. Thanks so much.
Hey, you bet, man. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. Yep. Great trade. Awesome job.
Anytime. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. So let's go ahead and check a few things out. So appreciate calling in. And if anybody, out there, listen, if you have any questions on anything, just like, girl, go ahead and give me a call. I'll be happy to do some analysis for you, whether it be on Forex, futures, stocks, ETFs, Nadex spreads, binaries, any of the above there. 877-927-6648. Again, that's 877-927-6648. And looks like looking right now at the market, just checking things out, and not a whole lot of moving and shaking at the exact moment over here. But let's go ahead and look at a few of the. We were going through the news trades when we first left off, and I was talking about also, how to do a news trade on it. And so just to make sure, just in case you're new, in case you haven't heard about this before, definitely go back, check out some of the archives over there on Tiger TV Channel 7. And but I'll go through just the spread scanner. It helps you out a lot in identifying and finding that trade. And so right here, let me pull it up. You can get free access to it. Check it out right there on the homepage of TFNN where it says Diagnostic Spread Scanner. You also get access to the deviation levels, which are helpful whether you're a futures, forex trader, stock trader, whatever. Just knowing where to manage your profits. So any one of these tools easily can pay for themselves in a trade. And so that's really, how everything was built and put together. And so it sort of, take care of you in the process. And so if we look over here, look at the USD CAD. So let me uncheck some of these markets. So I'm logged in right here, and you'll see inside this area, there's a whole section on tutorials, how everything works. There's a box spread scanner, the deviation levels, question area for any questions that you have. So if I go ahead and go to the box spread scanner, I can then unselect everything and then choose say USD CAD, and then right here I'll go in and at a 1-to-1 on this, and we'll get rid of gold. Gold's closed on down over there. And now I can choose both directions. So see, I said I don't want to risk more than $100. So don't show me any trades. If I don't put these filters on, this is what happens. I see every possible spread. That's a lot of choices. So I want to narrow it down. Once I want to make a trading decision, I don't want to spend 20 minutes figuring out what it is I want to buy or sell. So, say $100 maximum risk. I want to build a, now there's different ways to do this, but for straddles, I want to say, 1-to-1 or better. And then, I could have sell, buy, or both. So let's say I say both right there. And then I pull it on up. I'm looking at it, and I can choose right here, by the way, if I want to do demo or live. So for just an example, I could throw demo on right there. And then I can look at this and go, okay, what's my total risk on the trade? And so we'll come back. I'm going to show you how I would pick, if there was an announcement about to come out, how would I pick the spread? How would I know where I want to take profit? And we'll talk about that when we get back right from this break.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives you Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. With Market Insights, nothing is left to guessing. With the market at record levels, volatility is here, and now is a perfect time to take advantage of a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights. As recently as March 26th, Tom advised his subscribers to liquidate their 4 short-term equity holdings, closing out all 4 positions for a combined 15.9% profit. And on April 1st, Tom advised his clients to sell their longer-term position in AIG warrants, locking in more than a 40% profit in just that one trade. If you'd like to see the kind of newsletter Tom O'Brien sends out to his subscribers each morning, then sign up for your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know that you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 9 till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right of the TFNN homepage. But if you don't have a mobile connection that keeps up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit tfnn.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and call-in radio talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed for trading in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information available, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
Darrell Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Darrell Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
All right, folks, we're coming back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. So right now it's talking about, let's just say, and obviously I'm just teaching right here, okay, so I'm not placing a trade. But let's just say the USD CAD was going to have an announcement come out here in the next, 25 minutes or so. And so, we know a few things. One, 2 o'clock isn't going to do us a lot of good because in, 25 minutes it'll be 2 o'clock. So let's get rid of those. Let's go in here and say, it's only show me ones that have at least 40 minutes until expiration. Now all I have are the 3 o'clock ones. So that helps me narrow it down to the time frame that I want. And they all have the exact same expiration time, so that's really not a factor for me. I'm not really worried so much about max profit, because it's more about where I want to take profit than what would happen if it got all the way to the other side. Because I do plan on taking a profit on a news trade at a 1-to-1 if I'm doing a straddle. So I'm going in to have more profitable trades than losing trades, and to have an equalized reward to risk ratio. So looking at that, I got to do a couple things. One, I need to make sure they line up on the floor and the ceiling. And so what I mean by that, well, if we look at this, see how the floor 1.0120 to 1.0220. So if I select that, what you'll see is it'll pop up and it'll show that it's way down here and it can make money up to this price level. And so if I'm going to choose this trade, I need to find one that has a ceiling of that, and there's not one that has a ceiling of 1.0120, so that's not going to work for me. Well, I go down here, here's 1.0170. Okay? So when I find that one, can I find one that has, a similar floor? And I can go right down here. Yes, I can find one. So that allows me to make sure my floor and my ceiling are lined up. And that's really one of the big things that I'm looking for whenever I do, choose a trade. Now, the one thing I can, notice, and you may have noticed on this trade as well, is that it's pretty, deep in the money over here, so it's going to have to move down a whole lot further than up. So I might decide to not do that one and check out there's one right here, 1.016. So it's a little bit closer to where the market's at right now, as you can see right there. And I can do this one that has a floor of 1.160 for buying. This one has a ceiling of 1.0160 for selling. And what that shows me is I can make money up to this level, and I can make money down to this price level, down to 99.60 or up to 1.0360. So it gives me a huge range I can make money, and I'm not really worried about the max profit. I'm worried about where I'm going to take profit. It's so easy to get tantalized or whatever, just starstruck because you look at these rewards and you're like, wow, risking $5 to make 192. Well, yeah, if it goes up 192 pips in the next hour and 25 minutes on the USD CAD in the middle of the afternoon, even on a news trade, that's a big move. Even a 2 deviation, that would be a big move. So that's not really what I'm shooting for. What I'm shooting for is, where do I think, what do I need to go to take profit? Well, if I want 1-to-1, it's pretty simple. I need to add my risk on both sides. So basically I have about $16 risk on this trade. So I need to make back a net of $16 at the end of the trade if I risk $16 to profit 1-to-1. So risk 16 to make 16. Now I could do 10 or 20 or 50 or 100 or whatever. So I'm just making it simple by keeping it 16. We could make it 160 or we could make it, 1600, But so right now to keep it easy, $16, I need to make that back. Now, I'm on a straddle, I'm assuming it's going to launch in one direction and not look back. If it does look back, then that's just great. That's more potential money for me. But we want to assume that one side or the other is going to completely lose. So if I am risking $16 and I want to net $16, this is where it gets a little tricky, okay? I need to make $16 after including the loss on the other side. So if I have, say, $5 risk on one side, I need to make $16 plus the $5 risk. So if I buy right here, it shows this spread is could lose $5. So if it goes down, not only do I need to make 16 to end up with my 1-to-1, but I also need to make 5 so I net 16 because I'm going to lose $5 on the other side. Obviously, I'm not going to lose on the side that was profitable, but I will lose on the side that was not profitable. So 16 plus 5, $21 is what I need to make. And so it's very simple. I simply put in my take profit 16 pips below where I sold. So if I sold the spread at 1.0150, I would be buying back at 1.134. So I'd put in an order right here, and so we'll go ahead and we'll actually put in the trade just as an example. And let me see. Let me log into my demo over here, and Nadex is pretty cool the way it works. You can, like I said, you get that demo account. It only takes a few seconds to set on up. And let me log out of that. There we go. And I'll log in. And you'll be able to see the demo account, and you'll see how it actually places the trades for you. So we'll put that in, and then now... All right, so now I'm logged in over here to my demo account. Okay? And now I can put some trades on. So let's say if I was just doing, one, then I could click buy. So I have my buy ticket, and I click sell. So now I also have my sell ticket. And it's really important that you do have both tickets up at the same time, okay? Because you need to get both sides filled. What if you put in an order and only one side gets filled? That's obviously an issue because you don't know what direction it's going to go. You're not picking direction, you're picking volatility. So you're picking movement speed, basically fast movement. So I'd go in there and I can click on here to, place this order right here. And then I can go over here and I can click on this just to make sure the price is current. I'll click on the bid side. This is the offer. If I try to sell at the offer, at the ask, I'm not going to get filled. Okay? So I might get lucky and get filled, but I'm not going to get filled immediately. And I want to get filled immediately on both sides. So, and I place that order. So now that I've done that, then I'm able to log in, or look at my Nadex account. And I'll be able to see, you know, my positions that are currently open. And, you know, there's a lot of ways, like I said, there's a whole lot of ways that you can do this trade. But this is, you know, just one of the many ways that you can do it. And so, you know, just want to give you an example on that. And let's see here. So I'll repeat that for you one more time just so you can really see how it works. So you want to choose over here, you know, choose your demo, choose your live, whichever one you want to do. And then click buy. Okay, on the one that you want to buy. Click sell on the one that you want to sell. And it'll open the position for you. And like I said, it's very, very simple, very easy trade to, you know, actually accomplish. And anyway, so if you went in, you bought that one, and you put, you know, place order, and it would automatically put the order in the platform for you. So if you have any questions on that, you know, definitely feel free to let me know. But now the trade's in, all you have to do at this point is go in and, again, you know, make sure you have both sides on. So once your trade's in there, then you can go in and we can look at this trade. And then we go, okay, well, we know we need to take profit 16 ticks below where we sold. So I'll go in, I'll take the one that I sold, and I'll click on it right here. And I'll say, okay, I need to buy back 16 ticks lower. So if I sold at 1.0151 over here, so 1.0, let's do that again, 1.0151 minus 0.0016, 1.0135. So I'm going to buy it back at 1.0135. And notice all I did to do that was I just simply clicked, okay, right here on the actual ticket. So if I sold, I bought back. Now I'm buying, I want to sell back. So now that I want to sell back, then what I would do is I'd go in, okay, well, what was my risk? You know, we're basically saying it's, you know, 16 bucks. And then on the other side, it's $11. And so we're going to basically say we need to, you know, get out 27 ticks from it. So right over here, I'd go, okay, well, what price did I buy at? So I'd open that up, and 1.0163. So plus the, you know, 16, right? Plus the 11 ticks of the other side of the trade. So 1.0190. So I'll go in 1.0190. And then I'll hit place order. And now I have a working take profit order on the USD CAD to go in and take profit on that trade. And so if it explodes really quick and it moves, it fills my order, because one of the things on news, and I'm sure you've all seen this if you traded it for any time at all on an intraday chart or even looked at an intraday chart during news, a lot of times it'll fly in one direction and then fly back in the other. And so you don't want to have a winning trade turn into a losing trade, and sometimes it may fly so far in both directions you get filled on your take profits on both sides. And so that's really cool when that happens. Doesn't happen often, but when it does happen, it's great. And then one of the things I'll do is after I get my take profit hit on one side, then what I'll do on the other side is I'll go in and I'll set it to break even. So then, like, let's say, you know, I had that $11 risk. Well, if I can remove that $11 risk and not actually lose it, then I made 16 plus 11 on the trade. So I made $27 on a $17 risk. Now I just really increased my risk-reward ratio without taking on any additional risk. And, you know, without moving my take profits or anything as far as my initial take profits. The other one is like, hey, if I just get out of this thing at break even, I get to lock in all that profit, you know, that I made on the long side, because I don't lose anything on the short side by doing that. So that does happen occasionally as well. So you just want to have that plan in place. And when I'm doing this, I also want to look at the reality of how far do I think it's going to move. You know, we had a move right there of 11 plus 16, so we had 27 pips. And so I'll go up here and I'll look at the deviation levels. You know, is this a realistic move on the USD CAD? And so I can scroll down here and go, you know what, 37 pips, that's a full deviation. So that is, you know, within, if, you know, historically I looked at the charts and it lined up, that is a full deviation move, 37 pips. So, you know, so that's less than what I would require for the trade to actually be profitable, which is good. I want to keep it within inside a full deviation move up or down. And ideally even within those deviation levels, if they can line up, if I actually put the levels on the charts. And so we put to take profit on the USD CAD. Remember, we had our take profit 1.0135. And then we also, you know, so right here, so 1.0132. So that's above that deviation level on the way down. And then on the flip side, the one that we bought, we said take profit at 1.0190, which is actually below the 0.7 deviation. So we're within inside one deviation on both sides. Again, that's very, very ideal because a lot of times it'll hit those levels and stop, as we've seen, so many days where it'll just hit the level, stop, turn around, and go the other direction. I mean, could it keep going? Yeah. Could you trail the stops? Yeah. But this isn't so much a trend, catch the wave and ride it, to infinity and beyond. This is a hop in, make 1-to-1, get out, hop, and then because after about 15 minutes, the fundamental shock is over. Now it's all about the technicals. And I'm very much a technical trader. I'm big on trading on technicals. I encourage people to trade based on technicals, but just be aware of the bust and when it's coming. And if you can take advantage of that, and there's a way you can make money with that, well then great. And whether it be tightening your stops on your current trades, getting out, not getting in, or whether it be doing something like this and doing a volatility-based play that only takes you maybe 15 minutes to do from execution to exit. And sometimes it can take a little longer. Sometimes it can be literally minutes. I've had trades I put on, and 3 minutes later I've taken profit off. And just because the thing exploded, it moved so fast, didn't have to even wait around for it to move. But anyway, so that's the basics of how doing a new straddle works. And it's pretty cool because you're not worried about direction, but you do need to know your deviation levels because you need to know how far is it built in for it to move. You also need to look at the historical times that news announcement has come out and go into that chart on an intraday chart and go, how far did it move when it exceeded expectations? How far did it move when it missed expectations? How far did it move when it hit expectations? And why do you want to know that? Well, because, if you take profit right away, who cares, okay? But let's say it just sort of, takes its time or it oscillates a little bit, If you know the pattern over the last, 4 to 6 times of that release at least, then you'll have a good idea of a point of how to react because one of your goals is if it isn't moving, you don't want to take it off so fast that you eliminate any possibility to make money. But you also want to know if it's not moving so fast, well, why? Maybe because it was break even or it only moves 20 pips when this happens or this happens. And so maybe I need to get out now. And so by knowing what to expect, it'll let you know better, basically do I need to exit at break even or do I need to wait out longer? What do I need to do on this trade? And so that's what you're looking for as a trader is to basically have a plan in place, knowing how am I going to respond if this or this or this happens. Basically, if it exceeds, goes below, goes flat, if it takes time, for the last 3 to 6 trades that's come out on, or 3 to 6 times that news announcements come out, how long has it taken? Has it usually been within a minute, or has it taken maybe 30 minutes or a couple hours? So that'll not only help you choose the right spread, but it'll also let you know how to give it enough time to let it move. Where some trades, either it happens or it doesn't. And so if it didn't happen, then your first goal immediately is to get out of break even. Other trades, it may take 30 minutes, 40 minutes to get out of the trade. It may take an hour to get out of the trade at 1-to-1. And so if you know that, if you have that expectation up front, it lets you know not to panic just because it didn't take off in the first 5 seconds of the trade and then give up on a trade that could have been a winning trade for you that you turned into a losing trade. So anyways, I hope that helps you out. And, all you got to do is look at the government news announcements. There's a ton of websites that have them out there. And you want one that doesn't get too overloaded because a lot of them will get very, very overloaded. And but tying in the deviation levels with the defined risk in Nadex, with the news trades, lets you trade for literally minutes. You don't have to sit in front of your computer for 8 hours. You can sit in front of your computer for, maybe spend 30 minutes doing your research on the trades that are coming out the next day. I talk about those on the show. And then spend about, hop down maybe 30 before the news announcement comes out. And, at most 30 minutes after, depending upon the trade. And you'll know that after you do your research, how long does it usually take to move. All right. We'll stay right there. We'll come right back. We'll check out what's coming up tomorrow for you. Right back after this break.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments. And whether you're bullish or bearish on U.S. Treasuries, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at directionshares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil's subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page at TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments.
Join David White as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
All right, welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. Let's talk a little bit about what we got going on, what's coming on up. And for tomorrow, let's see, tonight there's no major news reports. We'll have trade balance come out of China whenever they decide to release it. And tomorrow we're going to have the FOMC meeting minutes, which with the current back and forth days and with earnings coming out and with the horrible unemployment rate that we just had that got released, and with rumors that Bernanke is going to be exiting early 2014, they're going to be looking at they're going to be watching that thing like a hawk. So you could definitely be checking out, obviously, trading the 2 o'clock announcement if you want to for some volatility. And there's different ways to trade it. You might want a little more time. Sometimes that comes out and it market can move fast, but it also can take its sweet little time. And one of the things that Nadex has added, they've done a few things. They're constantly adding contracts, which is awesome. But one of the things that they've added is, let's see here. One, they expanded the corn contracts. They actually trade later now, which is great, so they even go longer. But they added on the Forex binaries. Check this out. They used to only have, ones that expired at 3 o'clock or weekly. But now they have ones that expire at 3 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 3 a.m., 7 a.m. So you can trade in the evening, you can trade in the early morning hours. Well, how is this helpful? Well, I may not want to choose a trade that expires at 3 o'clock. Let's say if I want to trade the U.S. yen, because we got these two countries and their own battles of currency wars or whatever, and the two Fed banks, and so I may want to focus on U.S. yen. And when that happens, I could go and I could look at these binaries, but instead of choosing 3 o'clock on a spread, which is the earliest I'm going to get, I could look at a 3, but I could also look at, say, a 7 or an 11 or even a 3 or 7 a.m. for the following morning. So I can give myself more time to allow it to move based on that report that comes out. And so just, anyway, something to look at, something to consider and check out. That's a trade that I'm going to be looking at in more detail. And I'll tell you more about it tomorrow because we'll have the show before the announcement comes out. And then let's see, we also, tomorrow night, we're going to have the employment change and unemployment rate on the Aussie dollar. So that gives you a 9:30 trade tomorrow evening that you can check out. Pretty light news week overall. We're going to really culminate on Friday with several numbers at one time. But overall, like I said, pretty light news week. And but that'll be one of the highlights of the week right there that you'll be able to check out. And let's see. So with that, wrapping that on up, one of the things I want to remind you of, if you haven't done it yet, is make sure to register for our workshop in May. We're going to have a Boston workshop right here, Boston, May 11th. And we'll be coming on down. Tom, Brian will be coming out. He'll be teaching you about identifying trades. So, where do I find trades? He'll be talking about how do I set up the trade once I find it. And then I'll be coming out going, hey, how do you apply this to Nadex binaries and spreads? So you can do it with very defined, always defined, and limited risk and high leverage. And then we're going to come together and I'm going to talk about diagnostic trading. So how do I look at we'll go into a little bit about how do I look at how fundamental, seasonal, technical, and statistical traders look at the market. How can you use that to get an edge, to be a step ahead of the markets? That's the whole point of the show, is being a step ahead of the markets. And that's why I use deviations. Most traders don't use any kind of statistics because it sounds so big. But we've done all the work for you. Makes it easy. And it's an edge. It's a huge edge, knowing how far a market's going to move on any given day. So, and especially when you can do that based on how far the market says it's going to move. Because we use implied volatility. We don't use historical price action. And so it's very forward-looking. And so we'll talk about that. And then we'll come together and we'll put together risk and money management. And we'll talk about, how to tie all this together with Nadex and, in your own trading to adapt it to your style. And so looking forward to it being a great workshop. Make sure you do register over at tfn.com. And I look forward to seeing you out there. Y'all have a great day. And I will see you tomorrow right here. Stay tuned. We have another great show coming up for you right after this.
Let me tell you something, folks. I have people coming up to me saying, I just can't believe the amount of work that Steve does on his newsletter. And I says, I absolutely agree.
That is a recent clip from the Money Masters show that Tom and I do each day at TFNN. My newsletter service, Mastering Probability, is much, much more than a newsletter. Yes, it's outperformed the S&P 500 by 100% during the last 15 months. But more importantly, it's an extraordinary education, a roadmap for your success. And it's yours risk-free for the next 30 days. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and then Mastering Probability, because everyone needs a success strategy. For most, it's a competitive edge, the will to win, the drive to overcome any obstacle. Whatever you call it, winners find a way. Find your way to Mastering Probability today, because your journey to extraordinary rewards is just one click away.